So this evening was meant to be quite powerful because we actually had Brother Mitree who was actually going to do 10-minute presentation. And then there was some key elements I wanted to touch on within the community in terms of building and growing together. So I don't want to keep Brother Mitree any longer. So I'll get him to introduce again the organic African paradigm, which I think for me is a key element within the group. I listen to the lectures all the time with Rosario. Our kids listen to it. It's very educational. If you don't know about the archives or looking for some interesting material just to build your mind, just to build your spirit, but also it enables you to create content within your family household. It allows you to have a conversation with your children, because obviously our kids log into the meeting or they ask questions, and then it allows us to have debates. So Brother Mitree, my first thing I want to say is thank you. Thank you, because we feel blessed that you came into our lives, because it's a different element or different layer we've added into our household, because we are now engaging areas that allows thought. It allows us to then discuss and then debate, to open our children's minds, but to also enable them to understand the bigger concept of what we're trying to create. And that for me in itself is a powerful tool, because once you emancipate the mind, once you emancipate the mind, then freedom comes naturally. So Brother Mitree, please go ahead and introduce yourself again and talk about exactly what you do in order to shine a light for us, please.
Brother Rosario, could you do me a quick favor? I sent you a video. Are you able to put that video on your screen? Is it possible?
He would have to come and do it from here.
Sorry, brother. The one who come in peace is always welcome. Peace, unity, of creation, and positive energy. Brother, no, because for me to upload it, I have to upload it to YouTube, and then I have to get it from YouTube. So, and I'm not on the laptop now.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. I sent it to your WhatsApp. But I wanted to play that brief video. But we will do it the next time we are together.
We'll do it next week again and give you another 10 minutes. So we'll add it in for next week as well. So I'm happy for you to do it again next week. But if you just like to talk to us about it, then it'll also be fantastic.
Okay, let me introduce everybody. Thank you all for being so patient with me. The one who comes in peace is always welcome. The one who comes to teach is always welcome. The one who comes to learn is especially always welcome. Positive energy and creation energy to all of you in the Let's Build Wealth Together family and the Organic African Paradigm family. What is the Organic African Paradigm? The Organic African Paradigm, it means, in simplest terms, the natural identity blueprint of the African people. So it means as if, imagine a world where you had never been colonized. Imagine a world where your children didn't think that their dark skin was a stigma. Imagine a world where your ancestors never lost what they built. Imagine a world where our animals didn't go extinct, where our resources were never taken. Imagine the kind of world and the type of mind and willpower it takes to maintain that kind of world against invaders, against people who envy you, who wants to come and destroy you, people who wish to tell your children to hate their hair and their skin, tell the men, that they are just athletes, that they can't do anything. Imagine a world where none of those people had the power to do anything to you. They couldn't penetrate your spirit. They couldn't penetrate your emotions. They couldn't penetrate any dimension of your existence. You were just an African, pure. This is the world we are trying to create. Now, this might seem like a far-fetched thing, but it's not impossible, right? It's not impossible because this world previously existed. This world previously existed And what happened was we simply fell from that pinnacle of the extraordinary African, where we were once at the pinnacle of what it means to be an extraordinary African. We simply fell. So our normal equilibrium in the world is for us to be at the top. That's our normal equilibrium. When we are at the bottom, we are actually in disequilibrium. It's actually the most unnatural state for African people to be at the bottom. It's the most unnatural state of existence for us to be at the bottom. And we were never meant to be a people at the bottom of anyone's ladder, at the bottom of anyone's society, at the bottom of anyone. In order for us to exist at this bottom, at this low point, it means that there is disequilibrium in us. It means that there's something we must do in order for us to get back to where we started, where we belong, where we naturally belong, our rightful place. And this is what the organic African paradigm is. It is that journey that all of us are taking together to get to the pinnacle of the extraordinary African. It is that journey that every one of us are taking to get there. Now, the only way for us to get to that journey is for us to embrace who we are naturally. And it might be very uncomfortable for you to embrace your natural self because you've been a stranger to your natural self for 500 years, 600 years, 700 years, nearly 1,000 years. You've been a stranger to power. You've been a stranger to building the world. You've been a stranger to protecting the continent using military action and all those types of things, right? You being a stranger for so long, it's time you remember. It's time for you to go back. So that's where the organic African paradigm comes in. In the organic African paradigm, there's no hatred for your skin color. There is no hatred for anything. You have no hatred towards yourself. It teaches you the foundation, the fundamentals of what it means to be an African. Now, it's going to be challenging for people because remember, we are all strangers to who we are. We are strangers to what it means to be the best there is, to be the governors of the world. We are strangers to equilibrium. But if you trust, if you take a chance, if you give it a chance, and you let yourself fall, just let yourself fall and say, I'm going to take a chance with the organic African paradigm. Let me hear what is in these lectures. Let me hear what is teaching. What you will discover is a plan to get us back to the top, to get us back to where we belong. And this plan is not a small plan. It's a divine plan. It was chosen by your own ancestors, those we call your bone, blood, and skin. It was chosen by them. Now, they need us to go back to where we began. They need us to go back there because that's where we belong. That's our equilibrium. So organic African paradigm is, it teaches you what your soul is, what your intelligence is, and what your science is. Those of you who are here are scientists. You're familiar with the principles of Western science. Africa also has a science. Africa's science is not a single dimension. Africa's science consists of 3 dimensions. The soul is also included and the intelligence is also included in that science. It's not an immaterial science. It's not an inanimate science. So the only way for you to get all these things is for you to begin with the organic African paradigm. History, we teach you your past. We teach you your present and we teach you your future. We teach you your behaviors, your patterns. We teach you your micro and your macro. We teach you where you need to go and how far you need to go and how soon you need to get there. We teach you everything. They're all set up in the lecture. We teach you the 5 dimensions of human organization, which are the spiritual or the spiritual organization of the people. We teach you the social organization of the people, and we teach you the intellectual organization of the people. We teach you the economical organization of the people, and we teach you the political organization of the people. All these things are embedded in the blueprint. If you ever say, why Black people, we can't get along, why we can't come together and build wealth, why are we always fighting each other? If you ever had those thoughts, those questions, the organic African paradigm can give you the answer to all your questions. Every question you've ever had, about why African people are going through this or going through that. The organic African paradigm can give you the solutions and a blueprint. So this is why I urge all of you, there's only one way for you to truly discover if I'm lying or if I'm telling the truth. And it's for you to go to the archives and listen to the lectures yourself. But I promise you, if you listen with an open ear and with a keen desire to know who the African people are and you try to see the future, the future that we need. And if you listen with those attitudes, I promise you, you will see what Brother Rosario and our sister Sylvette they're telling you. I guarantee you, I give you my word, you will find those things in the organic African paradigm. This is it for us. We don't have to search anymore. We just have to go forward. Now we just have to bring all our people together under this. And then from there, we go to the top. And then when we get to the top, that's where we belong. We do not belong at the bottom. We never have. The only reason we are here is because we're in disequilibrium. So that's what I wanted to add today. I really just beg you all to take a chance. That's the only thing I can do is humble myself and just ask you, just give it a trust. Just trust the process. Just say, you know what, let me try it out. Let me see what he's saying. It may be he's lying. Let me prove he's a liar. At least let me try and find out what he's saying and go and listen. When you get to lecture 16, where it talk about raising your children, I promise you, if you make it to lecture 16 and you listen to how we are going to raise the next generation of African children, I promise you, you will not stop listening to those lectures anymore. When you get to lecture 17 and how we are going to build our economy and rebuild the African continent, wealth, you will never stop listening. When you get to 19 and learn how we are going to fight and take back what is rightfully ours, you won't stop listening. And it's built for us to have trust amongst ourselves, confidence, love, unity, peace, justice, everything you've ever wanted African people to have. The organic African paradigm is the blueprint for us all. Thank you so much, Brother Rosario and Sister Sylvette. I really appreciate the Let's Build Wealth Together family. And I am, we are fully here in support of each other till we achieve our goals. Thank you all.
Thank you, Brother Mitree, for blessing us with your speech tonight and your information. It's always informative, as always. So we're going to move along to the screen this evening and discussing some key elements about Let's Build Wealth Together and why it was created and the thought process. If you look at the screen, you will see that there are different people that we know. Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Patrice Lumumba, George Floyd, Bertram Jean, Lucky Dube, Martin Luther King, Fela, Bob Marley. A lot of our men were assassinated, and they were assassinated because they wanted a unification of our people. They wanted to educate, liberate, and change. Marcus Garvey was killed for that reason. Patrice Lumumba wanted to unite his country. He was assassinated, his bones were burned in acid. Bertram Jean was assassinated in his home by a police officer while he was eating ice cream on his couch in his living room. Lucky Dube was assassinated, Fela was assassinated. Times haven't changed. What they had in common was the goal of educating their people, was bringing our people together, uniting. That is what Wealth Together, Let's Build Wealth Together, that's the aim of the community. It's to educate you via the African paradigm, Brother Mitree, to open your mind. It's to let you know that history is not just about the past. It's about not repeating the same mistakes, and that the generations to come can be liberated that we have to pass the baton, not going back in time, but going forward to making sure that we are building, that we are continuing to liberate our mind, but continue to make sure that injustices, murder, should not be what we talk about and then forget. But how do we teach our children about freedom? How do we give them financial security? How do we open schools, banks, businesses to go forward? Everybody here talked about that. Fela talked about corruption and the corrupt governments in Africa. They're still present today. The younger generation is actually trying to change that. Lucky Dube sang those songs of freedom, a cry for unification of Africa. He was killed because he uttered those words. What are we doing as a community to change the narrative in going forward? We always talk about a community, our community, let's build wealth together. And with over 100 members, it is key that we work together as a team, not just to focus on the wealth, but to build that wealth together in order for us to establish our common vision. That can't be done by a selected few. It has to be done as a collective by the group, helping to build the future, because we are not here just for today. What we want is a legacy. What we want is a movement. What we want is the ability for our children to be free, for them to understand what it's like to own their own businesses, to attend their own schools, to have their own banks, to think free. And how do we do that if we as a community cannot support and grow as a community? Yes, it's about wealth together. Yes, it's about education. And yes, week by week we stand and we bring people to educate you. But we still have to work together as a team by attending the meetings, by being informative, by participating, by making that difference, not just with our words, but with our actions. Because if we cannot teach our children to commit to their legacy, then we have failed them. We will continue to fail because children mimic what they see. If we are talking about unification, we as a community need to unite and support. We need to educate and grow. We have to build and support by pulling each other along the line to making sure that we are there, that we understand that it takes hard work. We're going to have good days and we're going to have bad, but the mission is to create that legacy of wealth, education, business, rebuilding. So I was asked today, ask me, how do we help? If you're not sure how to help the community, just ask. It's not always about the money. If the goal is the money will not come. If the movement is about the people, the money will come. Because as a team, we have to have that vision to support and grow. The key question is, why should I care? Because your decision, your effort can impact the lives of others. And so far, as a community, we have helped 37 family members in Uganda, 6 businesses and families in Ivory Coast. In Guinea, 10 businesses and families, a total of 53 members of people that we've helped in Africa. Now, could you imagine? We are providing and giving them an opportunity to educate their family, introduce farming, giving them better opportunities, uniting them to the Western world, and in return, creating that link between the two nations. How can we do that if we don't support the community? How can we expand in Africa if we can't decide here what community is? the work that we are doing is not just for us. It's about helping. It's about building. It's about making that difference to a child's life, to a business. It's about that impact. When you look at yourself, ask yourself, what do I want to be known for? And most people will say, a legacy. What have I done? What have I contributed to the world? And it should be your legacy. Who you've impacted, why you've impacted, because you never know what that difference will make. And last but not least, sorry, go back one more. Yeah, sorry. Why? The key question is why? It's because we don't want to make the same mistakes our forefathers did. The mistakes that they were assassinated because they spoke freely about emancipation. They spoke about wealth. They spoke about unification. They spoke about making sure that Africans unite. And they were assassinated. We are in a position where we can continue that legacy. We're in a position when we can help rebuild, repair, restore. And that in itself encourages empowerment of our people. There is a saying, give a man a fish, he could feed his family for a day, but teach him how to fish, then he can feed his village. What we are trying to do is feed villages amongst our people. We are trying to open doors in Africa. We are trying to do the same here to make sure that our children, their children, have the same experiences in life. Freedom, emancipation. It's about wealth building. It's about knowledge. It's about empowerment. It's about empowerment. And what can we do as a people to move that along? It's not just Rosario's vision. As a community, it's all of our vision to make that difference. The key is that we have to do it as a team, supporting each other, listening to each other, growing with each other, understanding, respecting, and trust. Trust is key. So I would like to end it there. And I hope that what I've said answers the why. Let's build wealth together, the organic African paradigm, and many other communities that we are trying to link together has come and will be able to unite. So I'm going to hand over to Rosario. I hope what I've said this evening is educational. I hope what I've said this evening is inspiring. Because when I wake up every day and I look at my two children, I think about their future. I think about their emancipation. I think about the legacy. I think about them carrying this on to the next generation and the generation after. Thank you.
Very much appreciated.
The one who come in peace is always welcome. Peace, unity, wealth creation, and positive energy to all the kings and queens that is here tonight. I want to thank my queen for the words of inspiration, and also our king, Brother Mitree, as well for his inspirational and courage and the work that he's been doing on educating us. I want to touch a little bit of the why my wife, my queen, touch about. What I think that is important that we need to realize and we need to understand, and we need to understand the work of the great Marcus Garvey and the work that he took upon and what he was trying to do. Yet still the other communities was failed to merge with him and create a powerful community. And today we are here trying to merge the different Black communities for the same reason, to take upon the work which he started, the work of building wealth together as a people, and where we could make an impact on the motherland and contribute to the development of the motherland and taking upon the resources that is produced by investing into those resources. So let's build wealth together and the organic African paradigm have merged together under one tree. We have Let's Build Wealth Together focus on the financial aspect, financial freedom, and the organic African paradigm focuses on the development and decolonization of the mind. So who we are as a community. Let's Build Wealth Together is a social impact peer-to-peer investing platform whose mission is to facilitate wealth building in the Black community globally by providing exclusive access to high-quality financial products and services that produce measurable social impact. So our mission is to change the narrative and transform our people to build transgenerational wealth through a peer-to-peer investing system, to educate, inspire, unite our people in order to strengthen the Black community and to alleviate poverty within the Black race. So our vision was created to help build the Black community to generate transgenerational wealth through community investment and to help the Black community to unite and support Black-owned businesses, to create an educational platform to empower Black entrepreneurs with business support through mentorship and coaching in order to contribute to the development of Africa and our people. And mentorship, business support mentorship, our brother from the 10X, Gary Thompson, have agreed to work alongside us to mentor our brothers and sisters that have businesses on branding and marketing strategy and growth, and also investment opportunities as well, if they need finance for those projects that they, or businesses that they have, if once they follow the marketing strategy and the branding strategy. Wealth Together Limited is a registered entity and affiliate of Let's Build Wealth Together, which manages the investment platform used for property acquisition and investment, property development, and other investment opportunities. This enables the Black community and members to generate a monthly or quarterly passive income equally through community investment, as every member within the community has one share of Wealth Together Limited. So we are a community of equilibrium. There's no selfishness in Let's Build Wealth Together or Wealth Together Limited. Everyone within the community has one share. Therefore, there's equality. So our aim is to build wealth together, build a path to financial freedom through a peer-to-peer investment system, build financial wealth through investment, investment in property development, build teams in sequence to ensure no members are left behind, educating and inspiring members on investment. And we have built a website to be transparent and build trust within our people.